everybody out there. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of Full Count, brought to you by SportsMemo.com. And we are going to get through 3 baseball games today on the big slate. We have a full slate of games on Tuesday as compared to Monday with all 30 teams playing today. And joined by 2 wonderful guests that we will be offering here. Yep. Glad to be joined by the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, and on short notice, back again today here with me. Yesterday I was on as a guest, changing hats a little bit. Going to do the hosting job today again with you, Capper, the great Ron Cabang, who pretty much slaughtered this show yesterday. So I hope we can do this again. I dared disagree with him the one time, and boy, was that even stupid. So before we get into these plays, just real quick, it is Tuesday. As Joe D'Amico would always remind us, it's not just for tacos. It's also for $2 plays. And we have a great 3-pack of $2 plays up at the site today. Jeff Michaels, JM Sports, has a 5-unit MLB hammer. Matt Josephs has a college football wins total future for you, all for $2, as well as King Creole with his top baseball play of the day. Get all 3 of them for just $5. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Instead of paying $2, you can get them guaranteed for $8. So check us out at the site. Not just those plays. There's always going to be great deals as well. And, never ceases to amaze the way we promote our guys. And, got to check those things out. If you can't pay $2 for it, then I don't know why you're watching us, right? So, all right. So without further ado, let's get into this MLB card today. We are going to start off with our first game is back to what got Ronald in the winner's circle last night. The Royals hosting the Angels again, and they are favored about a $1.20 favorite. Angels are dogs again. Looked maybe worse than even Ron and I thought. Ron liked the Royals. Ron liked the under. I liked the Angels team total under. They didn't come anywhere near it. I mentioned in my write-up that yesterday, because I had the Royals also, that I was a little bit worried that Thor might hang in there and first 5 would be a little dicey, and that's exactly what happened. But bullpen floundered. Total is sitting at 8.5 right now. It's juiced to the over, and the umpire tonight's John Tumpane. So without talking any more about this game, let's get into it, and let's start with Ron and see what he has to say about this first game here.
Yeah, with this game here, I'm going back to the Royals again. Angels as a dog against left-handed pitchers, starting left-handed pitchers this season, 1-8 on the money line. Average of runs for those games, 1.89 runs for the Angels, while opponents are averaging close to 5.78 runs. Jose Suarez did pitch in 2 of those games as well, and we're going to see him tonight. Angels also 0-5 on the money line as dogs when Suarez starts, averaging 2.6 runs in those spots and allowing 6 runs per game in those spots. The Royals have won 6 of their last 7 home games, and I think they continue their nice run here at home against a struggling Angels team. Like I said, they struggle against lefties here specifically, when they're the dog, and I think that continues here.
Yeah, and you said just as a dog, period, right? We brought up some numbers yesterday, and after yesterday, they dropped to 3-23 just as a dog. When the Royals are favored, it's like when the Tigers are favored or when the Buccos are favored. It's probably for a reason. Yeah. So let's see if Rocky maybe has the stones to try and back this Ohtani, Phil Nevin disaster.
No, sir, Dr. Chuck. I'm gonna go with Ronald on this one as well. Angels come in 40-56 on the year. Kansas City's 39-57 overall this year. We're going to fade Jose Suarez here. He's 0-4 with a 6.34 ERA overall this season. He's 0-2 with a 5.57 ERA on the road this season. 0-2 with an 8.99 ERA his last 3 starts. Angel Zerpo is 1-0 with a 1.80 ERA in his 1 start this year. He's 2-0 with a 1.29 ERA overall this season. And in his Major League Baseball career, he's 2-1 with a 0.75 ERA in his short 3 games in the majors. The Angels are 1-6 their last 7 games overall. They're scoring only 2.3 runs per game. They have a team batting average during that time of only 203. They're allowing 6 runs per game the past 7 games overall. Angels are 3-15 so far in July, and they're 13-39 their last 52 games overall. Angels are 11-31 the last 42 games after a loss, and they're 6-23 their last 29 road games. Kansas City has a team batting average of .293 the past 7 games overall. They've won 3 in a row heading into tonight's game. I'm going to back the Royals here in this one.
I wish that I had much to add to this, but yeah, I can't. I couldn't even tell someone that I hated that I wanted to that they should put money on maybe even the Angels plus 1.5. I just don't even think that it's pretty silly. And like you said, last night we had Greinke. Tonight we have Zerpa, who is maybe just an opener. Still just no way. Yeah, Suarez is obviously less than 4, and yeah, I mean, it's got to be Royals or bust here. So as long as we keep talking about the Royals each day playing the Angels, hopefully we'll talk about that again tomorrow. It's pretty easy analysis, right? So let's move on to game 2 here, which is a little bit of a North Midwest rivalry in the interleague here as the Twins go to Milwaukee. Another short line here. Twins are about plus 105, Brewers minus 115. Total's about 9. I think it's slightly juiced to the over here. We got Dylan, don't call me Al Bundy, facing a rookie here, Ethan Small, lefty, who's just making his second start here. So I'm interested to see. Let's start with Rock this time, and he'll give us a great breakdown and see what he thinks is going to happen up here in this interleague matchup.
Yeah, we got Minnesota coming in 52-44 on the season. Milwaukee's 53-44 this year, so very close records there overall. Dylan Bundy does get to start here, 6-4 with a 4.71 ERA overall this year. He's 2-0 with a 4.70 ERA his last 3 starts. So his ERA is a little elevated here, but his team is scoring runs in his starts when he's on the mound. Ethan Small has 1 start this year. He has a 6.74 ERA. He didn't last 3 innings in that start. And he has just as many walks as strikeouts with 4 walks, 4 strikeouts on the season. Milwaukee is 2-8 this year at home when the money line is plus 125 to minus 125. Milwaukee's 2-8 the last 10 games after allowing 2 runs or less in their previous game. Minnesota's 8-2 their last 10 games against a starter with a whip greater than 1.30. Minnesota's 13-6 their last 19 games against left-handed starters. And Minnesota's won 5 of the past 7 meetings overall in this series. I'm going to lean to Minnesota here in this one.
Yeah, and that's a great breakdown there from Rocky. And I am interested to just one quick follow-up for you, Rock. I just wonder because I brought this up with the Brewers multiple times and either backing them or fading them. And do the Brewers and Cardinals know what the playoff structure looks like now? It makes me wonder, is there any sense of urgency from these two teams that what awaits them is probably the Padres or Braves? It's interesting to me, but neither of these teams, they just don't look like they have any kind of momentum. All the other teams around them are making waves. And it's interesting to me as an NL Central guy. I just think these two teams are weak front runners.
I think they know what each other is doing. And keeping up with that more than who they're going to face down the road at this point. There's still a lot of games left to be played. But Milwaukee, in my opinion, they've underachieved this year. I thought they would be better than what they have been. And this Minnesota team, they're very good as well. So a good matchup here, but I do lean with the Twins.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Ron thinks that the Brewers can actually start beating some decent teams here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for me on this game specifically, I'm actually focused more so on the total than the side here. I know Rocky, he's a sports card collector like me. I do collect like baseball cards, so I know a little bit about Ethan Small. He's one of like the more young. He's like one of the young prospects coming up in that Brewers side, and I don't think he's gonna. I mean, looking back at some of his starts in the minors, he didn't last long in those starts. Even in this first start with the Brewers, he only lasted less than 3 innings, and I think in the AAA he was around like less than 5. So he doesn't last long in games in general. But I do think he might do a little bit better this time around than in his first start. He got that first start jitters out of the way, but he should still be getting touched up on this one, in my opinion. And if we look on the other side, Bundy, he's been pretty much an over pitcher this season. Twins 10-4-2 to the over when he starts, including 7-1-2 to the over on the road. Combined 11 runs in that 10-game sample size. And like on the Brewers side, when runs are expected to be scored at home, runs are scored. They're 8-1-1 to the over in home games against starting right-handed pitchers when the total is 8.5 or more. And I believe the total today, right now at this current moment, is 9.5, averaging 11.8 runs combined in that 10-game sample size. Like I mentioned with Ethan Small, young lefty, just one star under his belt. I think, like I say, I think he'll last longer than the 2.2 1/3 innings in his first matchup. But I still think he gets touched up here a little bit. I give up maybe like 4 runs in his outing here. Twins hit lefties well on the road, averaging over 5 runs per game in these spots. Brewers hit righties well at home, averaging close to 5 runs per game in those spots. So a lot of the signs to me are pointing to a full game over here, and you can get, I think the 9.5 is at plus 100 right now. So that's the way that I will look in this game.
Yeah, I love some of those angles on that over, and we didn't talk much about Ethan Small other than that one start in May. But the last 5 starts he had at AAA, his FIP was well over 5. Some of them were in the 7s, and his batting average on balls in play is in the mid-2s, which is due for negative regression. And so, yeah, this is not exactly the best spot for him to come back up here. So, yeah, I like those. I like a couple of those angles. Plus, yeah, Dylan Bundy can be hit by any decent lineup if they're on that night. So, good job on that one, guys. Let's go to our last game tonight, which is definitely the game of the day, right? It is the Miami Marlins visiting here, beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, where there is no sun to be found. And Pablo Lopez gets the start with no lineup behind him, as Hunter Green will start for the Reds. There were some spots where this opened kind of like a pick'em. It's now closer to Marlins being favored about minus 110, minus 115. The total here is 8.5, juiced to the over. So let's go back to Ron first this time and see what his thoughts are on this game.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to the chat there. You never realize how many Rons there are in the world until you go into a SportsMemo full count show. But yeah, Marlins first 5 money line. I know you mentioned that Marlins don't get a lot of runs here, but this is just a spot that I'm looking at to back Pablo Lopez. Marlins 7-2-3 on the first 5 money line as road favorites this season, including 3-0 if Pablo Lopez is on the mound. Marlins can't put up runs, like you said, but in those 3 games in that spot there, he blanked the opponents. 0 runs for the opponents in that one. Nationals twice, Rockies at Coors Field, which is hard to do, especially in a hitter's park like that. On the other side, we're really fading, Hunter Green here. Reds with Hunter Green as dogs, 3-10-4 straight up in the first 5. If you include that they're at home in that spot, 1-5-1 on the first 5 money line, allowing 3.57 runs in those spots, while getting an average of 2.7 runs of support. Another trend here to fade the Reds. Hunter Green in this spot, 1-5-1 again on the first 5 run line when Hunter Green starts following a Reds win. So those are ways that I was looking at this one. A lot of support here. I mean, fading the Reds with Hunter Green on the mound. He's a young pitcher as well, young prospect who has a lot of high K rate and all that stuff. But in my opinion, Marlins, who's been struggling to put up runs, this is a spot where you could probably see them put up maybe 3 in that first 5.
Yeah, and you brought it up. Just Pablo Lopez, the Marlins have kind of been doing it all year. We talk about him a lot on this show. This rotation is deep. And you guys brought up, it's interesting because you guys brought up baseball cards. And so it makes me interested in Ron, if you have anything on Yuri Perez, because Max Meyer is hurt. I don't think, Poteet is hurt. I don't think they're going to bring back Hernandez. Is there any chance? Do you have a Yuri Perez card? Is this guy going to be a mantle full of awards? Does he have any chance of getting a spot start on Thursday that I could go down there and watch that game?
Yep, right guy. Are you sorry? Are you talking to me?
I didn't know.
I don't have any of his cards specifically, but I do have some JJ Bleday autos
There you
and
go.
some sapphires that he just got called up. So hopefully we see him put up some good put up some good batting stats here to close out the season.
Well, and anybody. That's one of the Hunter problems. Anybody can take him deep at any time, especially in Great American. So let's see what Rocky thinks about your Pablo Lopez first 5 play there.
Oh, definitely agree with Ronald there. I'm gonna go with the Marlins on the money line for the full game, though. We have Miami 45-51 this year, Cincinnati 37-58. Pablo Lopez, we talked about him already. He's 6-5 with a 3.22 ERA overall this year. He's 3-3 with a 3.26 ERA on the road this season. On the other side of the ball, you got Hunter Green, 3-11 with a 5.78 ERA overall, 2-4 with a 5.79 ERA at home, and he's 0-2 with a 6.06 ERA his last 3 starts. So it's not getting any better for Hunter. Miami is 12-2 their last 14 games when playing against a team with a winning percentage below 400. Miami's 8-2 their last 10 road games against right-handed starters. Miami's 9-4 the last 13 road games overall. Cincinnati's 1-6 their last 7 games when their opponent scores 2 runs or less in their previous game. And Cincinnati's 3-7 last 10 games against the National League East Division. I'm going to recommend a play on Miami in this one.
Hard to disagree. Unfortunately, I'm a Reds guy here. Hard to disagree. One thing I failed to mention at the outset, I wanted to try and get the umpires in on this. Jerry Meals is the umpire in Cincinnati tonight. For those of you that use umpire information or follow umpire information, I have nicknames for both types of them: Hometown Heroes and Fair Play Freddies. And Jerry Meals has no interest in pleasing the fans. The home team has 4 wins in his 14 games this season as an umpire. So always interesting as far as, does this matter with strike zones and strike counts and different aspects here. Reds are really hard to figure out. Every time you think that they don't have a shot, they beat them 11-2. And then, so who knows, right? So without further ado, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit notification. You will get an alert as soon as we're going to start a show, and go back, check out other shows. We try to provide winners and transparency 100% of the time. And we're going to get into some best bets here. And as one of our former colleagues would say, I'm the host, so I'm going to go first. And I'm going to leave the cream of the crop for the end. My best bet tonight is a rematch of last night. We played this one yesterday as well. I think Jeff, Ron, and I all wanted to play the Orioles. I chickened out and played the run line. They won rather easily on the money line. Tonight we get Shane McClanahan, who is odds-on front-runner for the Cy Young Award. He gets Spencer Watkins. Shane McClanahan is basically an under machine on the road. Just in general, this man is 3-17-1 to the under. And while he does occasionally give up a bomb in the first inning, it's usually because the team is a little more adept than the Orioles. He lost a nerfie to Rizzo on a home run. He lost a nerfie to Judge on a home run. He lost a nerfie to Guerrero on a home run. But I mean, Anthony Rizzo, Aaron Judge, and Vlad Guerrero, as good as the Orioles have looked, are not on this team. And the Orioles are 13-6 in this month. 13-6. It's pretty great. 14-5 on the run line. They've only scored in the first inning twice. And they've scored a total of 3 runs in the first inning in that 19-game stretch in this month. And Watkins, I think, can shut down the Braves just for 3 runs here. The value on this is nuts. I hope it's still minus 120 because McClanahan, if people look into the McClanahan aspect of this, it's pretty much an under. We just need Spencer Watkins to hold his own. And I think this is a pretty easy 6-up, 6-down type situation. So take that no runs first inning play on the Orioles and Rays tonight. And now we will go over to Rocky Atkinson, the Southern Assassin, and see what he has for his best bet on the MLB slate tonight.
Yes, sir. My show best bet for today is going to be on the San Francisco Giants on the run line. I think it was minus 1.5 plus 105 earlier. You got San Fran coming in 48-48 overall this year. Arizona's 43-53 on the season. Last night, I did have a top play on San Fran against Arizona, and Arizona won big, but we had a pitching change, so it became a no play. as we were fading Gilbert last night. Here today, we're fading Gilbert again. He got scratched last night. He's going today. We have Carlos Rodon starting for San Fran. He's 8-5 with a 2.95 ERA overall this year, 4-4 with a 3.55 ERA on the road this season, and he's 1-0 with a 3.32 ERA his last 3 starts. Tyler Gilbert is 0-3 with a 5.59 ERA overall this year. Arizona's 33-81 the last 3 years. Win the total was 8 to 8.5. Arizona's 13-27 against division opponents this year, scoring only 3.7 runs per game while having a team batting average of only 217. And going even farther back, they're 29-74 the last 103 games against the National League West. Arizona's 29-59 the last 88 games after scoring 5 runs or more in their previous game. San Francisco 26-8 the last 3 years as a road favorite of -125 to -175. San Fran is 41-17 the last 58 road games against a team with a losing record. And San Francisco's 28-8 overall versus Arizona the past 3 years. And they're 18-8 the last 26 meetings in Arizona. So my best bet here for the show here on Tuesday is going to be on San Francisco Giants on the run line.
So, can't imagine why I'm cheesing here. For regular watchers of this show, I promise you I do not have a hitman behind his green screen with a gun to his back saying that you must pick the Giants and make it so that other people like the Giants and not just me. I promise that we did not come together on this. This is a legit other genius, smart person's play. So it wasn't I swear he's the Southern assassin. He did this of his own will. So he says take the Giants in any way possible, or maybe I'm putting words in his mouth. But let's go over to Ron Cabang here and hear what he has to say on this beautiful $2 Tuesday.
Yeah, as far as show best bet, I do like the Marlins first 5 money line here. Even more so since Rocky has got the Marlins on the full game money line as well. That kind of bodes well for this. I love having support from my other strong cappers here. So when I hear someone else on the same play, I love it even more. Marlins first 5 money line, like I said, I think we're backing Pablo Lopez on the mound and fading Hunter Green on the other side here. So that's going to be my show best bet. As far as what I have on SportsMemo right now, I actually have nothing on the board at the moment. I've done 3 shows today, and right after this, I'll be posting at least three baseball MLB plays, and I also have a WNBA play as well that I'll be posting up on SportsMemo for my premium clients as well. So that's what's going to be going on tonight.
Great job here, yeah, and everybody's on the Marlins. That worked out well yesterday when we had the Royals and the Orioles and things like that. So I think that's a good sign. And you guys said, I don't know if it was brought up, the Reds are about a 33% win rate team after a win. So yeah, also a solid spot here. But I don't know if we want to get back. I'm sorry, Rocky, I didn't give you a chance to go ahead and say if you have anything going on with premium plays or what's coming up this weekend for NASCAR, etc.
Yeah, I'm actually a pass here on Tuesday with premium picks. Came off a winner last night. We had Seattle, and I will have a top Canadian Football League play loading up probably tonight or tomorrow, and looking for some NASCAR. I'm off a loser this past week. I had Denny Hamlin. He won the race, and then he got DQ'd a while after the race ended. So just NASCAR is just not where it's at this year for me. I got to get it turned around, and hopefully this week we'll be there.
Well, I was trying to help you with that take off the hex. You were asking us to hopefully take off the hex. If we can all get together, maybe we can do it. Maybe it was, at least hopefully you were still able to celebrate. Maybe your birthday will bring on better luck and less ridiculous type of losses. But all right, well, I'm so honored to host the show again. I'm sure everyone's pumped that Joe will be back next week, but maybe I can squeeze in there occasionally every once in a while in the future. Thanks again for joining us on MLB Full Count Show. Again, it's $2 Tuesday, so get over Sports Memo. Check out Ron's about to put his plays up. Rocky always has stuff going up, and we have, remember, JM Sports, King Creole, and Matt Josephs You can get all those plays just for $5 total. So again, for everybody here at Sports Memo, we'll see you again tomorrow. And thanks for watching Full Count.